So let's talk about two of the absolute biggest headaches in the cloud world: trying to control your spending and trying to keep everything secure. Now, for the longest time, we've treated these as completely separate problems, fought by totally different teams. But what if they're not separate at all? What if they're actually two sides of the very same coin? And this is really the big question every single company using the cloud has to face. I mean, we all jumped in for that incredible power and speed, right? But with all that power comes a ton of responsibility. Are we actually managing it well? Or are we just letting the complexity run wild, creating new security holes and, just burning through cash? And that really gets to the heart of it. The cloud is this classic double-edged sword. On one side, you have this incredible, almost limitless potential, but on the other, there's some very real danger. I mean, this just lays it out perfectly. The promise of the cloud, it's undeniable. We can build things and get them to market faster than we ever thought possible. But the peril is just as real. Every new service we spin up, every new virtual machine, it's another line item on the bill and potentially another open door for an attacker. So where do things usually go wrong? Well, because the cloud moves so fast, it's really easy to make simple mistakes. We see things like misconfigured storage buckets all the time, just leaving sensitive data sitting out there for anyone to find. Or you've got accounts with way, way more permissions than they need. That's kind of like leaving the master key to your entire building just lying on the front desk. And then there's shadow IT, where teams just start using new tools without telling anyone, creating all these security blind spots you didn't even know you had. So to handle all this, what did we do? Well, typically, organizations built two completely separate specialized teams. You can think of them as two armies fighting on the same battlefield, but they're often using different maps and have totally different orders. Let's break them down. Okay, first up, you've got your cloud security team. Their entire world, everything they do, is about one thing: risk. They are the guardians at the gate. They're constantly scanning for weaknesses, closing gaps, and making sure the company's data and its reputation are safe. Their number one job is, and always will be, to reduce risk. And then, over on the other side of the building, you've got the FinOps team. They're looking at the exact same cloud environment, but they're wearing a totally different set of glasses, financial ones. Their mission is to hunt down waste, to optimize every penny of cloud spend, and to make sure the company is getting real value for its money. Their goal is cost optimization. You see the disconnect, right? Two teams, two very different definitions of success. But here is the big aha moment. This is the realization that is completely changing how smart companies are thinking about their cloud strategy. What if these two separate missions, risk reduction and cost optimization, were actually just different ways of looking at the exact same problem? And this just says it all, doesn't it? The work you do to clean up your cloud spending and make it more efficient, it often makes you more secure by default. And the work you do to lock down your security, well, that can lead to some massive cost savings. They aren't separate goals that you have to trade off. They are deeply, deeply connected. And this is where it gets really practical. Okay, think about asset visibility. Your security team can't protect what it doesn't even know exists. And your FinOps team, they can't optimize the cost of resources they can't even see. The same exact inventory serves both missions. Or how about this one? Shutting down idle servers. For the security team, that shrinks the attack surface. For the FinOps team, that directly cuts wasted spending. It is a true win-win, right down the line. And here's the thing, this is so much bigger than just a clever technical strategy. When you get these two teams working together, you suddenly create this incredibly powerful business case that leaders all the way up to the boardroom can actually understand. Just think about it for a second. Your Chief Information Security Officer, your CISO, their job is to go to the board and talk about managing risk. Your Chief Financial Officer, the CFO, they talk about return on investment. By linking a security project directly to cost savings, they can finally speak the same language. Suddenly, security isn't just a cost center anymore. It's a key part of making the whole operation more efficient. Here's a perfect real-world example of that value chain. Okay, let's say a company decides to consolidate all its messy, sprawling cloud workloads into a more streamlined setup. Just by doing that one decision, they inherently make the attack surface smaller, giving the security team less to worry about, and at the exact same time, it directly slashes their cloud operating costs. One move, two massive wins. But let's be real, this isn't easy. You're fighting against years of habit. The biggest problems are almost always organizational. I mean, your security, finance, and engineering teams have been working in their own little worlds for ages. Getting them to talk to each other takes real effort. It takes finding tools that can give everyone that single unified view, and maybe most importantly, it takes getting leaders at the top to really champion this as one single strategy, not two separate things. But make no mistake, getting over these hurdles, it's not just a nice to have anymore. The entire future of building a sustainable, a secure, and an innovative strategy in the cloud absolutely depends on this alliance. And if you need proof, just look at the numbers. They're actually stunning. Gartner is predicting that by 2027, companies that actually pull this off, that combine FinOps and security, will see a drop in security incidents of 40%, a 40% reduction. And that's just the security side. The financial win for those exact same companies, we're talking millions of dollars in savings. This isn't a choice between being secure or being cost-effective anymore. This is proof that better security is better financial management. They go hand in hand. So we'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. In your company, your security and finance teams, I'm sure they're talking, but are they just coexisting in the same building, or are they actually collaborating? Are they building a safer, more efficient, and more innovative future together? Because honestly, the answer to that question could define your success in the cloud for years to come.